Hi, Nick. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me on my channel. I really appreciate it, and I know that other people who are out there looking for more information about security forces, they probably appreciate it as well. So thank you for sharing your experiences so far.
No, of course. Thank you for having me on, and there's no problem.
These are going to be the most frequently asked questions that people sent to me on Instagram, but the first one is, why did you choose this AFSC, and was it number one on your list?
I chose this AFSC because I had this career path in middle school throughout high school. So this was 7th and 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade aspirations, right? Couple Air Force recruiters came in. I never thought much of it. I never thought I could get into the Air Force. I always wanted to be a cop, right? Yes, I did have this number one on my list, and the reason I chose this AFSC is to just follow my dream, I guess you could say, of what I really wanted to do. That was number one on my list, and I wasn't taking anything else.
Next question, how long have you been in the Air Force?
I've been in the Air Force since I got off that bus at BMT for 5 months as of a couple days ago.
Okay, and so far, is security forces what you expected it to be?
Definitely, yeah. You hear a lot of the rumors about like, oh, you're just gonna stand at a gate or this or that, but they never set you up for failure. They're always gonna set you up for success in this career field, despite of what the rumors might be. I love security forces. It's a love-hate relationship some days, but I wouldn't change my career for the world. So
Next question is, do you primarily work with men, or are there many females as well?
so this will vary depending on the mission and what you do. Yeah, if you get stationed at Lackland, you're going to do your time as an airman at the gates. You're going to have to put in your time. You're going to work your way up. As you work your way up, you can do patrol. You can even go OSI as time progresses. We are a joint base with the Army, so they take care of the gates and they take care of the patrolling. We take care of the flight line, and we're considered deployed in place, so we don't deploy unless, like myself, you're going Raven. There's not many women in Raven. It's a very tough tab to get. But yeah, there is tons of females in security forces and tons of males, and we work with all kinds of people, all races, everything. So you meet some really good people in security forces.
So there's a lot of popularity surrounding becoming a dog handler, and that seems like an appealing aspect, and a lot of people aspire to become a dog handler. So is that your personal goal? Are you interested in doing that down the line?
I wanted to be a dog handler because it is very emphasized, like, oh, go canine, because you're a cop, that's the cool thing. You want to be a canine officer. It was always an interest to me, I guess you could say. But as far as like aspirations, I mean, if the opportunity arises, I'll definitely take it, but it's never been like a super goal of mine to go canine.
How irregular are your work hours? Does your schedule change frequently?
Yeah, so you can get on different flights. I mean, we have 8-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts. You can be on Alpha Flight, which is days. Wake up really early, get off in the mid-afternoon. Mids will take your shift. Then you have your swing shifts. But normally when you're new, you're just going to get assigned to a flight. As you do your time, you can request to go to a different flight. The hours are irregular, definitely. You got to be flexible, and you got to be ready for just anything in this career field because they'll throw it all at you at once.
As a new security forces member, can you expect the majority of your time to consist of checking IDs at the gate?
Like I said, yeah, you could definitely expect a lot of your time being spent at gates. Even if you're a signed 6-year A1C out of tech school, you're still going to do gates. But it just depends on where you go. If you go to Minot, North Dakota, that's our nuke base. So you're going to be doing nukes. You're going to stand in front of nukes, or you're going to do gates. If you go to a joint base like myself, again, the Army, the civilian police officers take care of the gates. But like I said, if you stay at Lackland, you're definitely going to do gates, and you're definitely going to get your time in on them gates and deal with them people. So all just depends on where you go and their mission set there.
Why do you think this job is pushed so heavily by recruiters?
This job is pushed majorly by recruiters. We are the biggest career field in the Air Force. When you look at the whole broad spectrum of I want to get in the military, like the Air Force is like the pinnacle. Everyone wants to get in the Air Force per se, right? And then when you say I want to be a cop, all right, security forces. But it turns people away when they say, oh, all you do is gates, all you do is this, all you do is that. It's the bad rumors that surround security forces. But yes, it is pushed heavy, I can't stress that enough, heavy by any of your recruiters. They're going to try to push you, like, even if you get an 89 on your ASVAB like myself, they're going to push, oh, well, we have security forces. And then they're like, what's that? And they're like, you're a cop, and you just start at a gate. And then people are like, no, I don't want to do that. But there's so many people coming in the Air Force as well as there's so many people getting out of the Air Force. And with us
Yeah.
being the largest career field, so many of us are getting out, and so many, they need people to replace them. It's pushed heavy, and I don't blame them, because we need people.
How long was your tech school and what was it like?
So the modified version of tech school, it's a little iffy right now, because when I went through BMT, it was 7.5 weeks. And then tech school, they kind of took out some things. So it was 10 weeks altogether, 8 weeks of training days. Monday through Friday is training days. Saturday through Sunday is off days. So 2 weeks of weekends and 8 weeks of training. Tech school it was interesting. They had us locked down. We couldn't go off base. Like your normal tech schoolers, you can go see San Antonio and live it up and make tons of memories with your friends, right? We weren't able to do that. A big one that I know a lot of people, I had a lot of grown men on my team over the age of 21 here, they couldn't drink. Commander's rules, we don't know why, we don't question it. He says you can't drink even if you're over the age of 21, you can't drink, right? And the biggest thing was face masks. I mean, running around, right? The face mask, because you're always close. You're a team, right? So you're referred to as a team. I was team 5, so you're team 5, team 4, team 3, right? So you do everything as a team. You're sitting in class as a team. You're learning as a team. You're doing everything as a team. They really build that chemistry. But those face masks were the worst, because you're running around in all that gear with that face mask. And it kind of sucked, but in a way, COVID brought all of us closer, because we're kind of like the first breed of defenders to go through COVID. Despite they kind of shortened bullets a little bit, which is the last phase you'll go through to become a defender before you walk across the stage. You'll go to Camp Bullis, so you'll clean out your dorms, you'll load up on a bus with everything, and you'll go out to Camp Bullis. They shortened that. They're not doing when I went through, they weren't doing any arresting or anything that involved touching each other, to just minimize the spread, right? Right now, I do believe from some sources, I have a couple buddies in tech school still, they have brought back the 13-week course with OC spray and stuff like that. So it's an amazing tech school. You'll learn a ton. It's a big family, and all your cadre is super cool. And it was a really good time.
Does everyone get through your tech school, or are there a lot of people that get reclassed? Or
So there will be a couple here and there that fail objectives. Either they just won't understand, or they just didn't want that career field in general, so they're trying to get out. They're trying to fail something. But your cadre will, like I said, they will never set you up for failure, right? So you will pass your test. I mean, you always get what we call a refire. So if you fail your test once, you'll get another chance to take it. And they give you plenty of time to study. They teach you all the material you need. But the two, I'd say, the number one biggest thing that people get kicked out of security forces for, or as we call washed back, is for CADM, firing, right? So firing a gun. They get nervous. I don't know what it is. I had a big team of 110. Tango's the bad team. If you caught drinking underage, doing something you're not supposed to, you're probably going to go on Tango and you're going to do extra duties. Yeah, you have x-ray flight, which is if you get hurt during training, they're going to put you on x-ray, see what's wrong with you, throw you back on the team, right? They really prepare you to pass and get you through. But there is a couple that don't want to be in the career field. There's a couple that just can't shoot. But yeah, I'd say CADM's the number one biggest thing that people either let get to their head, or they don't study for their tests.
What is your favorite part of security forces?
My favorite part of security forces is that no matter where you go in the Air Force, no matter what you're doing, people know a defender when they see one, because you are the only career field in the entire military that has a beret that is not special warfare. So a lot of people see the PJs, they have a maroon beret. The TAC P have a beret. SEER has a beret. Everyone has a beret, right? And security forces is the only non-special warfare that has a beret. So you can see a defender from a mile away, right? And that's really cool. We get to don the beret that we worked 10 weeks so hard for. I mean, the patch goes on, the beret goes on. You work hard for it. You know, you take a lot of pride in it. And I would also say wherever you go, it's a family. So those are your brothers and sisters. If they're security forces, they're your family. They're going to be there for you. They're going to help you through what you need to get help through. And when I tell you security forces is a huge family, no matter where you go, you'll always be accepted in.
Sounds like a tight-knit AFSC. I don't know if I've experienced quite that much pride, so that's awesome.
It is tight-knit for sure, for being I think, don't quote me, but I think over 30,000 enlisted security forces members active duty. You're at a team in tech school, and then when you get to your first base, you're on a flight. So you're on a flight together. So you're going to get to know your brothers and sisters. Can I add something really quick about security forces that's really cool? You're not just a gate guard. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this and you're like, I don't know, I've heard a lot of bad things, you're not just a gate guard, and I promise you're not going to stand in front of a plane. You can go to sniper school. You can go to dog handler school, canine school, right? You can go to OSI. You can be a security forces officer, like you can go officer route. You can go Raven. You can go Dagger. You can go to Ranger school in the Army. You can go to any school you want to throughout security forces. So no, you're not just going to be a cop in a car. You're not going to stand in front of a plane, and you're not going to just look like this all the time. Just, oh, welcome to Lackland, right? There's tons of opportunities. You just got to want them. You got to work hard for them, but they are out there. So as far as a civilian life, right? I don't know. I'm a military child. So with my stepfather being in the Army, what's really cool is life has come completely full circle for me. And when I tell you that, I mean it. I used to live on the base right next to me for 6 years as a child. So I went back over there and saw my childhood house, saw the gate that I used to go through every single day for 6 years. So it's really come full circle for me. And now being on the other side of the spectrum, I don't know, I've been a military child my whole life. So this is what I see myself doing, and I excel really well in what I'm doing. So right now it would be very, I guess, greedy of me to say, yeah, I'm going to do 20 when I've only been in 5 months. Do I plan on doing 20? Yes. But like everything in the military, unexpected. You never know what's going to be thrown at you. You just go day by day and you just roll with the punches. So I'm going to take it one enlistment at a time and see where it goes.
Did you sign for 4 years?
I did sign for 4. I didn't want to sign for 6 because I personally have a staff sergeant in my unit that just signed up for his second enlistment. So he just signed another 4 years. And I guess their kind of logic behind that is, okay, you did your 4 years. You may have got A1C or senior airman. If you got BTZ, by the way, congratulations on that. I know that's really hard to get, but you can get below the zone airman and become a senior airman like yourself, and then come up on your 4-year mark, and you're doing exceptionally well. I mean, you have some kind of tab, Rave and Dagger. You've done extra duties. You're in school, something like that. They'll offer you staff sergeant. But what we're seeing a lot of is the 6-year enlistees are, now don't take this like don't sign 6, because I don't want no recruiter coming back on me and being like, you're kind of damaging the Air Force's. Do whatever you want, but you're probably not going to get as many opportunities when they have you for 2 years on your contract.
Well, my last question is, do you have any advice to someone who may be considering security forces as their number one choice?
We stand out in rain, snow, 10 degrees, 100 degrees. We're out there, right? We don the beret. We take a lot of pride in it. We walk around chest out, shoulders back, right? We're defenders, right? That's all the good stuff that they teach you in tech school. You know, they've had buddies die with that beret on, and so we take a lot of pride in what we do. So even if it's not your first choice, maybe it's your 8th choice. If you want to be a cop, or you want to be some kind of investigator or dog handler or sniper, or you want to be a Raven or a Dagger, or you want to do something along those lines, security forces is like, it's not just this. There's so much you can do in security forces. So what I would tell you, if you're watching this right now and you're about to go to a recruiter, if you want to do security forces, don't let anyone talk you out of it. You have to do your time, just like every other career field. But definitely, if it's your number one, push it on your recruiter. I promise you they'll get you it. Just push through it. When you walk across the stage, it'll all be worth it. And you become a defender, and you chest out, shoulders back. You have a beret now. So definitely, if you have it number 1 or number 8, if you want to be a defender, you can do it, I promise.
If you're okay with it, I will put your Instagram in the description box, and that way people can reach out to you when they have other questions, because I'm sure people are going to want to know more about the physical training at tech school. They're going to want to know, they're going to want to know everything.
Yeah, go ahead and throw it down there. You can throw any of my social media down there. Whatever question, no questions are dumb questions. So if you have a question, feel free to DM me.
All right, well, thank you again for taking time out of your busy day. I know you had to work today, and I hope the Air Force continues treating you well. It was really nice talking to you, because I don't think I've actually even had like a full conversation with someone in this job role. So thanks for sharing.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for everything, and congratulations on Below the Zone, and best of luck to you. Thank you.